Ta-ta! An empty van and everything.
Jesus, that's a first, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, all good. Bit to me.
Sorry, you had to wait, mate.
It's alright. Yeah. Yeah. Hello, welcome to the video. It's nearly spring, although it probably will be when you get this video or when you watch this video. So now really it's just a case of getting everything ready for spring. So in that, it's getting out the scarifiers, the aerators, just checking, starting them up, making sure they work. Also making sure that you've got all your fertilizer and the grass seed that you need, because when everyone starts thinking about getting their lawns in shape, then all of a sudden everyone's out to buy grass seed. It pays dividends to get in early. Oh crikey. Okay, so I have created an area here where I'm going to store the majority of the fertilizer. I always like to cut up the pallets, particularly this style. They're a little bit smaller than some, just to raise the fertilizer off the ground, or the fertilizer sitting in a puddle, should that ever happen. It's a very, very rare occasion. And if anyone remembers, I had a real issue with this Scarifier. What was happening is this nut here was up against the metal, and what happened with the vibrations, it basically was moving around and it wore a bigger hole in the metal through the which you can't really see, because I've fixed it by putting these big washers in to just make the hole a little bit smaller, and I think that's just through the vibrations. So on this side it's completely lost its thread, so I've got some new eyelets to get that back in, and that basically is by adjusting these, and that is how you tension this belt. Whereas if you see on this one over here, so this is new to Cammon, this has all been changed, and you can see that the engine sits now on some rubbers, so that's going to help with the vibration. And then this is a solid unit here, and then it's adjusted at the back to help with the tension. So actually I think this is probably a better idea over this, which has obviously caused issues. If you've had an issue with this, I don't know whether I'm just unlucky or not. So that's one thing that I need to get done in the next couple of days, is to get that up and working. I plan to use this one. It's bigger, it's better, it's bigger, it's more powerful, but you should always have a backup one. And then I have my old Einhell Scarifier, which was my very first Scarifier, which I've done a video on, and you know, actually it was a very cheap, and some people would have said a very tinny looking Scarifier, but actually it was it's never let me down. So I've got that as a backup. But anyway, from now, got to get all that over here. Oh no! Okay, so we have Wrigley Taylor Super Root. We've got one shade mix, and then we have 900 with 11% iron. I mentioned this one is a fantastic spring fertilizer, really good after scarifying because you've got the iron there to take out any moss that's left. We have 955. This is one I used last year with lockdown and everything, long story, but actually had some great results off of that. I've got some of this kicking around in various different locations, so I've only got 5 bags there. And then I've obviously got the pre-seed fertilizer here to go with all this seed, although I should have 10 bags. When I'm packing it, I've realised that actually there's only 5, so I've just rung them and spoke to somebody and they're going to call me back. It's a bit of a ball ache that I've taken the morning off to go and get all of this, and then they haven't, obviously they've missed one of the orders by 50%. It happens. Oh, and obviously I have the crossbar, so I will I'll put that away in a minute. That's my selective weed killer. And then I'm left with a pallet. So what I will basically do is cut this up, and this will become kindling for the log burner. Yeah, so we're off now, just going out to do a couple of 2 big iron treatments, actually, 2 properties. I've also got some fertilizer at the lockup, so I need to just check how many bags and what it is. And then Wrigley Taylor have phoned me back within half an hour of me telling them that I'd be there was 5 bags missing, and they've said, yeah, just pull in and we'll just give you the 5 bags, no questions asked. So that's good, but you know, we've got a good relationship, so I wouldn't expect anything else. Picking up the blower, and these are the bags of fertilizer that I've got. I've got some Apex 403. This one I was using for red thread, to deal with red thread. That's when it needed a feed, but nowadays it's normally due to the weather conditions, so I tend to just put a half rate of iron down. We've got here, I don't know, just over half a bag of 955, a full bag of 955, 900, a little bit in there, and then we've got another half bag of 812-8, so pre-seed fertilizer. As I said earlier, with the scarifying season, or the lawn maintenance season just around the corner, I'm going to get this one fixed. The parts are here, in fact. So the parts are here, but also I'm just going to go through, I'm going to start that Scarifier up. Everything was serviced in early January, so there shouldn't be an issue, but I just want to get this started up and make sure that they both work, and there's no issues or any starting problems. That will also be the same with the aerator. I'll get that started up and get that going, and also I just want to adjust the height on that as well, because that's now going in at the middle height setting. What I'm going to be doing is doing a few aerations as well as scarifying. So all I want it to do is just to go in and take the thatch out, and basically create a seed bed. I'm not looking to take soil out at this stage, so I'm just going to put it on its highest setting so the tine only just goes in the ground. Obviously if I was solid tining, I'd want it on its deepest so I can just smash in and go down as deep as possible. So that's another job that I need to do just to get ready for the maintenance season. So I'm just in the middle of fixing the Yateley Scarifier, and the issue was this. So these sit on here, and you tension the belt by loosening the bolt which is underneath, and then just tightening these down, which will push the engine up. Goes forwards, then that just means there's more tension in the belt. But what happened was, I don't know if you can see in there, is this basically has the thread has completely gone on it, which meant that I just couldn't tighten it anymore. I couldn't tighten it anymore because of the belt. Actually what I needed to do was slacken it off a little bit, but I couldn't do that because it didn't sit in there, and that's the height that I needed. So I was able to bodge it a little bit, and the reason why is because this hole here should be round like that, but it had started wearing. So what had happened was this was working, sort of going back and forth like that, and that was what caused that. So I have, as you can see, I've bolted in quite a thick washer, and one at the top too, to keep that hole nice and straight. I don't have a welder. My brother does actually, so maybe I should get him to weld that properly. But that's just holding that in place. I've got the new one of these here, which will sit on there. Obviously I've got one for both sides because they're both a little bit worn. I've replaced these end bits with new ones. And the only thing I was concerned about, which is a bit annoying, is these nuts here. I've ordered those, but they've come through and they're they're double the size. So I mean, I definitely got the right part, so I don't know if that's just how they are or what's going on. So I'm going to try and salvage them, but maybe actually this is better, and that might be the reason, because it's so thin, so who knows. But I guess that might fit on there perfectly. I'll have to have a play around with that, see what happens. Yeah, but this is all now fixed and runs properly. So as you can see, the belt's pretty loose, and then you pull the handle, it raises it, and it tightens the belt. Tested it, works perfect. So we've got the LA42 Scarifier. That's all, I mean, that's brand new. So that's all good, that's running. We've started up the LA25, that's good. As I say, I've just done the height on it as well to put it onto its highest setting, and well, that's it. So hopefully you are ready for the new season to start, and well, good luck, I guess, and I'll see you in the next video.